Hey family, I was looking over my videos that I've been posting and I realized that a lot of them have been catered toward those who are dating or those who are single or those who might be upset because they have an ex who has wronged them. So today I wanted to do something for us married folk in hopes to shed some light on something that I notice quite often, especially when a spouse might be gone for a trip or just gone for a trip or just gone for a while for whatever reason that may be. And I notice a lot of spouses, they get to a point where stuff begins to get in disarray because of those spouses being gone. Whether the house is not in order, they're struggling with getting the kids ready, they haven't eaten a home-cooked meal or just a healthy meal in a while. The outside of the house might be starting to look a little shabby, or the vehicle's maintenance might be off or what have you, and that you can tell that there is something just out of order because of the spouse or the other spouse being gone. So there's a serious lack, and they'll either complain about it or you can just see the struggle. And it compelled me to share this message for us married folk, and this is for those who really, really love our spouses. The best gift or the best thing that you can do as a loving spouse is to make your spouse as independent of you as possible. What does that mean? First, let me say it again. The most loving thing that you can do for your spouse is to make them as independent of you as possible. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, because you want to feel needed. You want to feel like your spouse, like a hero to your spouse. Like, man, if he or she was not here, this wouldn't be able to be done. So I love my spouse because he or she does this or that. But I want you to kind of take a quick mental journey with me, okay? So let's say that an unfortunate event happens and you are incapacitated. So now, instead of you being gone for a week, a weekend, or what have you, and the house is in a disarray, it's permanent now, because you did not equip your spouse with the tools that you had, the gifts that you had, to at least allow them to pick up where you left off or where you lack. So now, because you didn't allow them to put their hands into the finances or train them to be disciplined with the finances are off because you can't do it. Now, we can't eat home-cooked meals. We have to eat just microwave dinners or what have you. The children are all messed up because you can't do it anymore. You don't like that story? Okay, let's take it a step further. Because none of us knows our expiration date. So let's say that you pass away. Man. So now you can't even get better and hopefully eventually pick up where you left off. Now they're really struggling. They're struggling forever. They can't eat whatever. If that's what you were the cook. They can't get their clothes clean or what have you. You got kids with pink clothes on because they mixing the colors with the whites. And it's because you left a void and you did not equip your family or your loved ones with the gifting that you have. Oh, you don't like that one? Okay, let's take it a step further. Now they're going to, out of desperation, immediately try to find a new spouse to replace you because they feel like, I need this and my spouse is the only one that could do it, so I got to find somebody else that could do it so that my house could be in order. So now you are easily replaced and probably forgotten because they found a savior now that can do what it is that mom or dad did when they were around. Because we've been lacking this for however long. Hopefully they don't replace you real quick because they're so desperate that they hurry up and get somebody in the house to replace you. So I put it to you like this. I will do any and everything for my wife as soon as I know she can do it for herself. I will do any and everything for my wife after I know she can do it for herself. I will open up cans and jars or what have you for my wife after I know she can open up a can or jar for herself. Anybody knows my household, you know, I will cook and everything for my wife after I know, because she's not a cook, I'll tell you that right now. But I know she can cook certain meals for my children in the event that I'm gone. My wife is actually the one that washes the cars, because I'm not washing no cars. They depreciate immediately. So I just don't find value in putting time into something that depreciates. That's just me. Now, as far as maintenance, I make sure that it's taken care of and she knows how to do that, whatever, but I ain't washing no car. That's just a personal thing of mine, but I know my wife is not going to quickly replace me if I die because the car is not washed. And again, it's evidence that she knows how to do it herself anyway. But what I'm saying is, it feels good to be needed. I get it. It feels good to be appreciated. I get it. It feels good to feel like a hero because you can do something that someone else couldn't do. I get it. But it's more powerful to be appreciated and remembered when you're gone. And it's more evidence that you love them if you're humble enough to teach them the things that you can do so that they don't need you. So this is just food for thought. Matter of fact, it's love for thought. And I hope you take something from it, because I don't want to be easily replaced. I hope you don't want to be easily replaced. And I hope that you don't want to put your spouse in a predicament that if you were gone due to whatever reason, they are going to struggle. That is probably the worst thing you can do for your spouse. So while you're here now, pour into them. Help them evolve. Help them to do what it is that you can do, so that when you're gone, you can still have a well-oiled machine of a house and a family. And you don't have to be replaced because your spouse is desperate. Now, I don't mind my wife getting remarried or what have you, but I bet you if she is married to someone else, he's going to do something or what have you, and he's going to be like, okay, that was nice, but that wasn't how Eddie do it. He's going to compete with me for the rest of their marriage, and she will never forget me. All right? And it won't be because she's lacking something. It will be clearly because she found someone that made her happy and she fell in love with. Because I promise you, being my spouse, you become very, very independent and strong. And it's because I love her. That's it. Peace.